California on a whim.
Yeah, see, I bought a 1936 Model T Ford,
Mm-hmm.
and I had a car, and they wanted to go to California. I said, I'll go.
Yeah.
So I told my boss at the water company, I'm going to California. He said, all right, go ahead. And we drove out there,
And
and
you
we
drove
had,
out there why'd you drive out there?
because they wanted to go to college. I think it was St. Mary's in Oakland, California.
Okay.
St. Mary's or Oakland, Loyola or something like that. I don't remember.
Mm-hmm.
But we got out there and they didn't have their transcripts, so they couldn't stay.
So
So we
you
had to
drove
leave
all the way out to California for them to go
for
to
nothing.
school, and then you had to turn around and come all the way back.
Yep.
How long did it take you to get to California?
Oh, I don't know, a couple days.
Yeah. What was the craziest adventure on your way
That's
to
what I say. It's
California?
a what?
What was the craziest adventure that happened on your trip to California?
Well, when we got into California, Colorado, wait, no, Utah, uh, we started having trouble with the car. It kept shutting down.
Mm-hmm.
We pulled into a gas station, and the guy says, "Oh yeah," he says, "the fuel pump and carburetor, they waterlogged,"
Mm-hmm.
and he squirted a hose on it. And he said, well, where are you going? We said, California. He said, okay. And he gave us a 5-gallon bucket, and he tied it on the front of the bumper of the car and filled it with water, and he put rags in it.
Uh-huh.
And and on the Model T Ford, when you looked in the motor, you looked from the side,
Mm-hmm.
you looked it, and it bifolded.
Okay.
So so he took the rod out, and only half of it was down, and he put the other one in the trunk. And so he said, every once in a while, take the rag off the fuel, fuel pump, put it in the water, and get another rag wet and put it on it. So what we decided in on those old cars, the running board stuck way out,
Mm-hmm.
and on top of it was the headlight.
Mm-hmm.
And one of us would sit on that,
On the
straddle
front.
the light, and every once in a while put the wet rag on.
Mm-hmm.
One guy drove. Oh, there's another guy went with us. He used to be in the Navy, and he wanted to go back to California because that's where he spent most of his time. He had
Uh-huh.
a lot of friends there. So the four of us were going out there.
Mm-hmm.
So we wound up. A guy was sitting on the fender feeding the carburetor.
Yep.
A guy was drying. A guy was in the passenger seat, and the other one was sleeping. And when we just rotated like that.
Yeah. Gee, that's crazy.
And when we got to California, uh, we were in just we had just come into Oakland, and it was nighttime when we were going down this residential hill, and we got a flat tire,
Mm-hmm.
and we looked, and there was no lug or jack, and so we didn't know what to do. It was getting dark, so we just started sleeping in the car.
Mm-hmm.
And the people must have complained, so because the cops came around, we explained to him, and he said, "Well, down the bottom of the hill's a gas station. I'm going down there, and tell them that you'll be coming down in the morning to get a jack and a lunch to change your tire."
Uh-huh.
And we did that, and then we went to the school.
Okay.
And then after we left the school, we were going to go south, so we went down to halfway between L.A. and San Francisco
Okay.
to pick up Route 66 to go to the north. And when we got there, we had another flat tire.
Oh, geez.
So we went in. The one kid had to call his parents while we were in San Francisco to wire him some money, and I couldn't get any money from my family, so I didn't even bother asking. And so we we stopped at this gas. We had it right in front of this gas station, so they changed the tire for us. We put the flat tire in the back seat of the car
Mm-hmm.
and came all the way back across the country. And then when we got to North Carolina,
Mm-hmm.
the one guy and I went hitchhiked to Florida, and the other guy went back to New Jersey. He took the car.
Oh, okay.